Retirement. It's a huge milestone, right? But with 2025 just around the corner, are you truly prepared? You might think retirement is all about the money, but trust me, it is so much more than that. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 key areas you need to consider to make your retirement not just comfortable, but fulfilling. These aren't just financial tips, they're the building blocks of a meaningful retirement. Let's get on to it. Hi, I'm Dan, a retirement coach and financial planner, and thank you for joining me. As you can see, with the new Christmas jumper, I'm firmly in the Christmas spirit and really looking forward to the festive period. But I know many of you may be thinking about retirement in 2025. So I'm here today to help you start to think about what you need to do to make retirement in 2025 a reality. So what are the 5 areas that you need to know? Number 1 is identity. This might not be something you've thought much about, but it's critical. For decades, your identity has been wrapped up in your career. Whether you were a CEO, a teacher, a nurse, or an entrepreneur, your job title gave you a sense of who you were. So what happens when that title disappears? This is a tricky part of retirement that surprises a lot of people. It's not just about filling your time, it's about redefining who you are. Your identity after retirement should be intentional. Who do you want to be when you wake up in the morning? And how do you want others to see you? Take my client Nigel, for instance. He spent 30 years in corporate leadership, and when he retired, he found himself feeling empty. We worked together to explore his passions. He loved gardening and teaching. Now, Nigel's leading workshops at his local garden centre and mentoring young professionals, and has discovered a completely new version of himself. So here's an action step for you. Think about this question. What parts of yourself do you want to carry forward? Maybe it's your skills, your experience, or your love for problem solving. Make a list and start exploring new ways to express those qualities. Next up, purpose. If your identity is about who you are, then purpose is about what you do. And believe me, purpose is what keeps retirees happy, healthy, and motivated. After years of working towards goals, deadlines, promotions, and projects, suddenly there's no clear path forward. That's when purpose comes into play. It's not just about staying busy, it's about doing something meaningful that aligns with your values. For some, purpose means giving back, volunteering for causes they care about, or mentoring younger generations. For others, it's personal growth, picking up new hobbies, learning a language, or starting a passion project. And for many, it's about spending quality time with loved ones, being an active grandparent, or travelling with family. My friend John always dreamed of travelling. When he retired, he made it his mission to visit 30 countries over 5 years. His purpose became exploring the world and sharing his experiences with others through a blog, something he'd never imagined doing before. Here's an action step for you. Ask yourself, what will give you meaning and joy in this next stage? Write it down. Don't just think about it, plan for it. Now let's talk about relationships. This one is pretty huge. For many of us, work is where we interact with people every single day. When that disappears, it can leave a big gap, not just socially, but emotionally too. Studies show that retirees who stay socially connected live longer, healthier, and happier lives. But here's the challenge. Maintaining relationships and building new ones requires some effort. Here's some key tips for you. Tip number 1 is to reconnect. Reach out to old friends you've lost touch with. Tip number 2 is to join communities. Clubs, hobbies, or volunteering groups are a great way to meet like-minded people. And tip number 3 is family time. Spend more intentional time with family, but don't rely solely on them for your social life. I work with a client called Anne, who was worried about feeling isolated after retirement. We set a goal for her to join a book club and try one new activity a month. Within 6 months, she had a thriving social circle and even picked up pottery as a new hobby. Here's a quick action step for you. Think about your relationships now. Who do you want to spend more time with? And where can you meet new people? Put it on your list. Let's talk about time. Because in retirement, it's yours to control. But here's the thing. Without structure, time can slip away. It's so easy to think I'll figure it out later, but that can leave you feeling directionless. This is about balancing freedom and structure, because retirement doesn't mean you need a strict schedule, but it does mean being intentional with how you spend your days. Think of time as your greatest asset in retirement. Here's some tips for managing your time. Number 1 is to create a routine. Block out time for hobbies, exercise, and relaxation. Number 2 is to set some goals. Try something new each month, whether it's travel, learning, or creative projects. And number 3 is to prioritize health. Stay active, schedule daily walks, gym classes, or yoga sessions. One retiree I know very well, Linda, schedules her mornings for exercise, afternoons for hobbies, and evenings for family time. It's flexible, but gives her days enough purpose and variety. Here's an action step for you. Map out a typical week in your retirement. Ask yourself, how do you want to spend your time? Finally, let's talk about money. Having a clear financial plan is critical for a stress-free retirement. Here are the key things to consider. Firstly, know your number. How much will you need to cover your lifestyle in retirement? Factor in travel, hobbies, and healthcare. Number 2 is cash flow planning. Understand your various different income sources, pensions, savings, investments, and social or state help. Thirdly, think about inflation and healthcare costs. Don't forget, prices rise over time, and healthcare can get expensive. Retirement isn't a set it and forget it plan. Review your finances regularly and work with a professional to ensure you're on track. If you're unsure where to start, reach out to a retirement planning expert, someone like me. I can help you map out a clear plan. So, to wrap up, these 5 areas you need to focus on for fulfilling retirement are identity, purpose, relationships, time, and money. Retirement is your chance to create a life that's meaningful, joyful, and secure. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who's planning for retirement in 2025. And here's a question for you. What are you most looking forward to in retirement? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.